Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me.
That was over the weekend. Donald Trump sitting down with NBC's Kristen Welker. During the interview, he made it clear that ever the fulfilling his campaign promise to carry out mass deportations is more important to him than abiding by the United States Constitution. Does that concern you, Cenk?
Yeah, it concerns me deeply. This is why we told you, don't elect Trump. He doesn't care about the Constitution at all. A little bit later in the story, we're gonna tell you about two other mental things that he's doing. And I gotta ask the right and people who voted for Trump, are you not living the same reality we're living in? Are you not seeing him saying absolutely unhinged things? Or do you not care about the Constitution? He says, well, I might not uphold the Constitution, even though I have a sworn oath. My guess is that a lot of Trump voters are they're gonna excuse it now. Oh, he's just trolling. It's so fun to say that you'll light the Constitution on fire. That's so funny, let's destroy the Constitution. We're just trolling. Why? And what is he, a child? Is he 3 years old? He's the president of the United States. Okay, if you're for that and you're for invading Greenland and Mexico, as we're gonna show you later in this story, okay, then you're as unhinged as he is. Let's find out together.
Welker pressed Trump on the issue of due process, and here's how that went.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know.
as
It might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth. Some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said. What you said is not what I heard the Supreme Court said. They have a different interpretation.
He just doesn't know. Do you really need to be a lawyer to understand the Constitution calls for due process? As Cornell Law explains, the Constitution states only one command twice. Fifth Amendment says to the federal government that no one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. 14th Amendment, ratified in 1868. Same 11 words. It called for the due process clause to describe a legal obligation of all states. And yes, that applies to undocumented immigrants too, believe it or not. Antonin Scalia, famously conservative former Supreme Court justice, wrote in a 1993 ruling, it is well established that the Fifth Amendment entitles aliens to due process of law in deportation proceedings. That's pretty clear. Going back to the interview, Trump also tried to distance himself from the Kilmar Abrego Garcia situation, laying all responsibility at Pam Bondi's feet.
In a 9-0 decision, the Supreme Court directed your administration to facilitate the return, you've talked about this in the past, of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from a prison in El Salvador, whose deportation your administration called an administrative error. You said in a recent interview you could bring him back, but you won't. Are you defying the Supreme Court, sir?
No, I'm relying on the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, who's very capable, doing a great job. Because I'm not involved in the legality or the illegality. I have lawyers to do that. And that's why I have a great DOJ. We have a great one. We had a very corrupt one before. Now we have a great one. And they're not viewing the decision the way you said it. They don't view it that way at all. They think it's a totally different decision.
They're into alternative facts. And I think Trump is right, Cenk. Pam Bondi is doing a great job. She's doing a great job of backing everything he wants her to do, being the perfect wingman, wingwoman. It's just incredible that he's just saying all this out loud. And there are still some of my MAGA Republican friends who are still saying it. He's just trolling. It's just, that's Trump. And he's actually doing it too. We just cannot seem to get to these intellectually honest conversations.
Yeah, that's right. And so if, here's another excuse they'll use. Well, later he said he'll listen to the courts, except she asked them, the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 to quote unquote bring him back. Well, I don't know. Well, then so you're not listening to the courts. So when someone asks you and you're the president, will you uphold the Constitution? The correct answer is not, I don't know, which is literally what he said. The correct answer is yes. If you say, hey, listen, there's parts of the Constitution I don't love, and I want to propose an amendment, and we got to get 2/3 of Congress to approve, or states to call for a convention, and then 3/4 of states to confirm, no problem, no problem. It's a perfectly good, healthy amendment process. If you say, Supreme Court ruled nothing, but did they? Pam Bondi says that it's the opposite of what they said. Okay, I know George Orwell's prophet, we understand that. But they said bring him back and you must follow due process. And you're saying I'm not going to follow due process and I'm not going to bring him back. And you see how I'm listening to the Supreme Court. No, I see how George Orwell was right. And you're a giant liar and you never cared about the Constitution. And how do we know that? I told you before the election, he literally wrote after 2020, we should terminate the Constitution because of massive fraud against me. There was no fraud against him. He went to court 61. Why do you think he won't listen to the courts? He went to court 61 times to prove that he won the 2020 election. He presented a total sum of 0 evidence in all of those trials. He lost every trial, including to Republican judges and Trump appointed judges. And that's why he doesn't want to listen to the courts, because the courts are where you have to present evidence. And Donald Trump has never had any evidence in his entire goddamn life for anything, He's an obvious huckster and a fraud and a con man. It's so obvious. And I'm trying to snap some people out of it. I know, hardcore MAGA, a billion excuses. He'll come over and come to your house and sleep with your wife, and you'll go, oh, you did me a great favor, I'll buy your meme coin. Okay, those guys are hopeless. Go ahead, okay? Give him your money, give him your wife, give him whatever you want, okay? But independents and some portion of MAGA that actually thought he was gonna uphold the Constitution, he just told you he's not going to. Go ahead, make more excuses. Now, let's go to how unhinged this guy is, because I also wanna ask you guys, are you okay? Remember, Sharon, I distinctly remember every Trump supporter telling us how anti-war they were. No way war, no way. So I want to show you, Kristen Welker asked about Greenland. Let's watch the anti-war president. Watch.
You and I talked, and I asked you if you would rule out military force to take Greenland, and you said no, you don't rule out anything. Would you rule out military force to take Canada?
Well, I think we're not going to ever get to that point. It could happen, something could happen with Greenland. I'll be honest, we need that for national and international security.
But not
I
with
think
Canada?
It's highly unlikely. I don't see it with Canada. I just don't see it. I have to be honest with you.
But you are not ruling out military force to take Greenland.
I don't rule it out. I don't say I'm going to do it, but I don't rule out anything. No, not there.
Okay, Sharon, I know we're going to invade. Apparently, he wants to potentially invade Mexico as well. We'll get that in 1 second. But if I was president and I ran on an anti-war platform, I'm pretty sure that I would rule out invading Greenland. Am I the crazy one, Sharon, or does that not sound anti-war?
That's you. That's you. That's not him. Okay. And tomorrow he may say something different, although he's been pretty consistent about this Greenland situation and that military force belongs on the table. You mentioned Mexico. The president, Claudia Sheinbaum, revealed over the weekend that Trump pressured her to allow American troops into her country to fight the cartels. Here's the statement. He said, how can we help you fight drug trafficking? I propose that the United States military come in and help you. And you know what I said to him? No, President Trump. Sovereignty is not for sale. Sovereignty is love and defended. White House National Security Council spokesman James Hewitt effectively confirmed that this happened. Yeah, saying President has been crystal clear that Mexico must do more to combat these gangs and cartels, and the United States stands ready to assist and expand the already close cooperation between our two countries. I mean, this guy, this Trump, Cenk, doesn't think he's king of America. He thinks he's king of the world. He can do whatever he wants to whomever, wherever. He believes he's actually king of the world. No wonder he put out the meme, the AI doctored photo of him as the pontiff as well. I mean, he actually believes he can do this, and he has all of our resources and money. I mean, he's stolen it all. Is he willing to spend some of it on war?
Yeah. So later we'll tell you about his corruption and how he's funneling money into World Liberty Financial, and some of the Gulf countries, the Arab countries, are giving him $2 billion at a time. I mean, the corruption is so through the roof. To be fair, at least for Mexico, it wasn't an involuntary invasion. He offered to invade them. He said, we could bring our military into your country and occupy you. Would you like that? And surprisingly, they said no. Okay, so at least he asked. We're fair. Has he invaded Greenland yet? No. Is he threatening to invade Greenland? Yes, you just saw it. He said that's an option. It's an option to invade Greenland. And you know what a lot of, again, hardcore MAGA guys will say is, yeah, we voted for this. Brother, you might have voted for this, but the outer edge of his voters voted on inflation and immigration. They didn't vote to invade Greenland. Did Trump say before the election, hey guys, I'm anti-war, but if you elect me, I might invade Greenland, and I might use US troops to ethnically cleanse Gaza, and I'm not gonna uphold the Constitution, and if the Supreme Court rules against me 9-0, I'm gonna ignore them. Did he say those things? No, he didn't say any of those things. So no, they didn't vote for this. I told him he was a madman. Unfortunately, not enough people listened, but he's a madman. He's been a madman this entire time. So now we gotta bear through this for another 3-4 years. And yes, my friends on the left, that's why I told you to get Biden out of the goddamn race. We ran against a madman. And then madman wins, and you're like, oh, well, I couldn't have seen that coming. Except we all saw it coming. The guy was shaking hands with invisible people, and we're like, please take him out of the race. Please run a strong candidate. Democrats are like, nope, we obey. Joe Biden is young and dynamic. Okay, and so here we are, young and dynamic. I can't believe young and dynamic couldn't complete a sentence in a national debate. Shocking, that's the next story. The Democrats are still pretending to be shocked. Please give them an alternative. Something decent that they could vote for so they stop voting for a madman. I'm not asking for too much. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.